Yo, yo. Feel like I could do better than that. Hold on. Yo. Yo, 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 yo. There we go. Okay. What's good? Morning. We're gonna have to get this thing crack-a-lacking. Crack-a-lacking. I got things to do. BBG, you have arrived. Hey, what's good? What does it say? I changed the topic. Rose got here early. She was talking about hookup culture. I was gonna do the one on hookup culture, but I had to change it up because I'm not gonna care. Sean showed up early, man. I appreciate you, bro. You know I always love it when you in the building. Yeah, I changed the prompt because I didn't feel I wanted to do this one. I'm gonna do the hookup culture one later. I'm gonna do that when I come back. You can't really see the caption. Why not? You guys can't see the caption? You saw that interview? Yeah, crazy. What up? What up? Let me know. Let me know if y'all can see the caption because somebody said they can't see it. I don't know how you can't see it. It looks perfectly aligned in my screen. That's why I go to the smaller format so y'all can see it better. But let me know if y'all can see it or not. What up, Adelia? Ines, what's good? What's good? I don't know. Oh, hold on. Am I still? No, okay. So, it's cut off a little. Okay. The whole thing is in visual. So you can't see the prompt. All right, hold on. Let me fix it.
I told you on my mini I could never see yours properly.
Y'all gotta get bigger phones. Is it like it's too high? Yeah, I'm asking you. Is it like because it's too high or what?
It's usually cutting off like the left of the screen.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, YouTubes. Let me fix this. People are saying they can't see the prompt on TikTok. So we gonna adjust it for y'all. Is that? Let me know if that's better. Let me know if that's better. I want to make sure everybody can see this. That's better. Okay, cool. All right, we got it. My YouTube channel is the Public Offender 100. The number 100. Okay. All right, y'all. It's gonna be a good one. Okay, so I don't have that much time, so I'm gonna getting into this. No problem, man. Appreciate you, Glory Boy. Hey, so let's get into this. Let's get into this. Welcome everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday morning, afternoon, wherever you at. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the West Coast. Y'all know what it is. Let's keep liking the live. Let's share the live. Appreciate everybody on the YouTubes that's like the live. Yeah, man. Share that. Yeah. Let's get the subs. Everybody. Appreciate you, man. Holla at me off. Hey, hit me in the DM, Sean. I don't gatekeep, brother. I'll show you. I'll tell you where to get all the shirts from. Don't worry about it. Okay, so Umar strikes again. What more can we say about Umar other than this man is a walking contradiction? But it's really crazy how he can, and this is not just Umar. This is a lot of men, and you guys see this play out on my platform a lot of times because I do this a lot intentionally. I show how men can understand racism. What up, Ocean? I understand how men can understand racism, but how we refuse to understand misogyny. We refuse to understand misogyny. Exactly. Exactly. So, obviously, he's not a threat to the system. They keep putting him on these platforms. You know, let's be real, right? If you're really a threat, you're not getting put on these platforms. Maybe you are. I don't know. He's not a serious threat. But I want to talk talk about this video. Let's get into it. I did a breakdown of it already. If you guys want to go check it out, it's on YouTube's. Go check out the breakdown, but I'm going to talk about it here as well. I feel like I shouldn't do that, but I am. I don't care. I'm going to do it. Let's listen to this clip and then let's talk. We'll get into it.
Man, I want to ask you something Columbus Short said since we're talking about that. Sure. He said he got some heat for saying that black men are dating outside their race because most black women are raised by single mothers and absentee fathers and taught a don't need a man mentality. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, here's what I would say to my brother Columbus Short, and I'm a fan of his. Are we not all victims of the systemic oppression and injustice that racism has introduced into our community?
Hold up. Umar ate this up? We'll see about that. Let's take it back.
Man, I want to ask you something Columbus Short said since we're talking about that. Sure. He said he got some heat for saying that black men are dating outside their race because most black women are raised by single mothers and absentee fathers and taught a don't need a man mentality. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, here's what I would say to my brother Columbus Short, and I'm a fan of his. Are we not all victims of the systemic oppression and injustice that racism has introduced into our community? So just as you have black women who didn't grow up with their father, you have black men who didn't grow up with their fathers or their mothers. Mm-hmm. In other words, why is it acceptable for the black man raised by a black woman without his dad to reject a black woman raised by her mother without her dad? I think sometimes black men can be guilty of a double standard where we want a perfect offering when we ourselves are not a perfect offering. And
everything he just said, outside of him being a fan of Columbus, is pretty much spot on, right? Everything he's talking about with the racism and the systemic oppression, and it's a contradiction that black men are out here talking about. They don't want a woman raised by a single father or raised by a single mother while they themselves are raised by the same single mothers. Like, yes, totally understand. He gets it. Here's what I'm saying. Do you see how much he gets this? He perfectly illustrates it. You couldn't have made a better argument for this, right? This is when it goes completely off the rails, though.
That point, I think black men need to recognize the fact that one of the reasons we have so much conflict with black women is because we don't operate on a masculine platform with our women all the time. We tend to operate on a female platform.
Boom goes the dynamite. You lost. He lost. He's already lost. He already lost. When it came to racism, he completely understood racism. Now, when it comes to misogyny and sexism, he is about to go on a 2-minute rant, a 2-minute misogynistic rant. He just perfectly articulated racism. Now he's about to go on a 2-minute misogynistic anti-woman rant. Listen.
For example, when a woman gets angry, rather than you trying to understand your queen non-emotionally. So you can't have both people in a relationship with a low emotional IQ. Because if both people in a home, if you and your wife...
You're right. You can't have a relationship with, you can't have two people in a relationship with a low emotional IQ. But guess what? You can't have a relationship with a person in a relationship with one person with an emotional, low emotional IQ. You know how I know that? Look at all the breakups. Look at all the divorces. Typically because one of the people in the relationship has a low emotional IQ. And who is that person typically? The man. Keep it going, Umar.
Both have a low emotional IQ. If you and your wife both have a low emotional IQ, y'all going to argue over everything because nobody says, I am not going to.
You're going to argue over everything if one person has a low emotional IQ. It only takes one person to do that.
Emote over this. I'm not going to deal with this with feelings. I'm going to use reason and intelligence. That's what the man is supposed to do.
Yeah.
But
stop talking about what men are supposed to do. Don't tell us how men are supposed to act. When you talk about masculinity, let's define masculinity and use the real definition of it. Pretty much, masculinity are characteristics that can typically be attributed to men, right? So Umar is talking about what men should be, but is that how men are? No. Men, M's are very irrational, very unstable. And when he says emotional, nothing is wrong with being emotional. What he means is irrational. He's using the wrong word. And I don't know if he's doing it intentionally or unintentionally, because we just get so used to saying emotional in place of irrational. But being emotional is perfectly fine. Being emotional is perfectly fine. Right? Being emotional is exactly where we definitely should be emotional, right? Appreciate you, Naima. We should be emotional. Irrational is what we shouldn't be. Now, who is more irrational, men or women? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, y'all keep running right back in it, because then somebody said this to me. They said they put a comment. They said that they said subjectively women are, more logical or whatever, but they said objectively women aren't, or something weird. And I was like, I said statistically women are better. No, they said women are men. M's are men. Basically, they were saying M's and women are typically like the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're like M's are just as bad as W's, pretty much. And I was like, no. I said statistically, M's are worse than W's. And then they said, oh, I knew you were going to say that. And I was like, yeah, because it's true. Like, what are you talking about? Statistically, historically, it's true. M's are worse than W. Like, what are we talking about? It's true. It's not like, come on, y'all. M's are more irrational than women, right? Are we not? Stop telling us what men should be. Stop. You guys conveniently tell us what men should be like, while simultaneously ignoring how men actually are. You see what I'm saying? You always tell us how men should be, but never talk about how men are. Don't tell us how men should be operating in our masculinity, and our masculinity conveniently is supposed to be everything that's perfect and right in the world, or whatever the case may be. But we don't operate in our masculinity, if you think that's what masculinity is. But I got a different stance. Men actually are operating in our masculinity, because masculinity are, like I said, characteristics that are commonly found in men. We are operating in our masculinity. Irrationality, definitely very masculine. That's a very masculine trait. In a society that is built and controlled by men, we are destroying our own planet. We don't eat real food. The air is dirty, the water's dirty, the food is contaminated, the education system, the happiness meter, upper mobility, homeless people, wealth inequality, wars, famine, like these are signs of rationality. These are not rational things. These are no, I won't say no, but most other creatures do not deliberately destroy their own environment, right? Like a locust will destroy its own environment because that's what locusts do. They eat, they consume until there isn't any more, and then they move. But that is actually what they're supposed to do. They're nomadic. You see what I'm saying? They consume, then they move. And then the stuff grows back, and then they move back, and they consume, and then they move, and then the stuff grows back. So they're just doing that. That's what they're supposed to do, right? Humans operate like locusts. We operate like parasites. We just destroy the environment that we live in. We're parasitic. That's not natural for any mammal on the planet that I can think of. So that seems to me to be very irrational. Very irrational. So I'm tired of, I'm very tired. Appreciate you, Kenya. I'm really tired of men talking about how we should be or how we could be and saying this is what masculinity is supposed. No. Let's talk about what you don't. Here's the thing, y'all. Masculinity is not. You don't decide what is masculine. What I'm saying is you don't make the criteria for masculinity and then try to make men fit the criteria. That's not how masculinity is supposed to work. Masculinity is an observation. It's an observation. It's not a dictation. So masculinity is or feminine, whatever. These things are things that we're supposed to observe about men, and we go, well, yeah, mostly men do this, so that's masculine. Mostly women do that, so that's feminine. That's how it's supposed to work. It's not, oh, masculinity is supposed to be me being a leader. That's not what masculinity is. Are most men leaders? No, then that's not masculine. Leadership is not a part of masculinity. If most men aren't leaders, then that's not masculinity. You see what I'm saying? That's not how it's supposed. Like you're talking to a person who I don't even like using these terms. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't like using these terms, and you can see why. This is why I don't like using the terms. But for the people that love using the terms, can you at least use the terms correctly? So we can understand what the hell you're really trying to say. Right? But I know what you guys are really trying to say. And I know what you guys are really trying to do. And Umar is no exception to that. What we try to do is we try to attribute everything positive to masculinity. Everything that we feel benefits us. Like when we say men are supposed to be leaders, what is that? Okay, so if we're supposed to be leaders, then shouldn't we get all the highest paying jobs? Shouldn't we be the CEOs? Wouldn't it make sense that we make the most money? So it justifies all of that stuff, right? If we're supposed to be the leaders. The same way when white people say black, that's the same argument, by the way, that they use for black people. They said, oh, black people can't lead. Black people can't lead. They need us to lead them. Look at how underdeveloped their countries are. They need us there to give them this book, this Bible, to give them this book and teach and civilize them. Look at them. They don't even wear clothes. Let's get them in a 3-piece suit. Stat. Oh, that hairstyle? No, that won't do. Cut that. That's what white people did to us. That's what men are. Y'all men are trying to civilize women. Y'all doing the same thing. It's weird, man. It's a very weird approach for a group of people that can completely understand one system of oppression, but not the other. And the other one operates almost identical to the other system. They operate almost identically. That's the thing that annoys me. That's why I think it's deliberate. Especially for a person like Umar, because Umar is well educated. He should be able to understand this very, very easily.
That's what we do. Raised by single mothers, many of us, we reflect right back to them that emotional trauma that they throwing on us. And intelligence, that's what the man is supposed to do. Yeah. But guess what we do? Raised by single mothers, many of us, we reflect right back to them that emotional trauma that they throwing on us. So in essence, you have two females arguing, although one is in a man's body. Black men have to start being masculine.
Why are you blaming mothers? Think about here. I'm gonna go back. Listen to what he said.
Raised by single mothers, many of us, we're going to emote over this. I'm not going to deal with this with feelings. I'm going to use reason and intelligence. That's what the man is supposed to do. Yeah. But guess what we do? Raised by single mothers, many of us, we reflect right back to them that emotional trauma that they throwing on us.
Who taught you empathy? Who showed you empathy? Your mom. Who showed you patience? Your mom. Who showed you leadership? Your mom. Who showed you vulnerability? Your mom. Your mom. Y'all even say it, men. Men are supposed to be the disciplinarians. Where's the trauma coming from? What are you talking? I'm not saying that it doesn't, but what? What? Everything negative attributed to women, everything positive attributed to men. Men, no blame. You're not emoting or whatever he was saying. You're not giving that the trauma of your father back to the woman. You're giving the trauma that your mom did. No, you're giving the trauma that your father caused, that your father subjected you to. You're giving that trauma to women. That's what happened. It's not the trauma your mom. I mean, come on. Moms they ain't perfect. Nobody's perfect, but come on, bro. What are you talking about? Your father did you way dirtier than your mama did 99% of the time. Even if he was there, especially if he was there. He did you way dirtier than your mama did you. Like what? Come on, bro.
So in essence, you have two females arguing, although one is in a man's body. Black men have to start being...
I get so annoyed at the co-signing. Shalimar, shut up. Tweedle D. Shut up. Nothing deep was being said. Harmful, toxic stuff was being said here. You sitting there, cold. I'd have been in there like
masculine and less feminine. All this cattiness, this back and forth between black men and black women on the internet, that is feminine and feminine. Masculinity don't operate.
How is it feminine and feminine if it's what we are doing? If this is a thing men are doing, then how is it feminine? If this is the thing that men are doing, then how did it become feminine? That's what I'm not understanding. So what a terrible take, man. This is one of the worst. What a terrible take. This is crazy.
Like that. Masculinity wants to understand where a woman is coming from. Masculinity wants to then intervene, study himself, evaluate his behavior, and try to level up to where she needs him to be. But arguing back and forth with women as a man, that's anti-masculine behavior. What we really need is some testosterone shots. We need more testosterone because black men are mimicking female behavior emotionally, and they're not even recognizing it.
What was crazy is how he called women queens, and then proceeded to call them females for the duration of the discussion. And he's exactly what I be saying. Everybody who calls women queens don't see women as human beings. You don't see them as a human being. You're trying to mask the fact that you don't see them as human beings. So you overdo it. And you skip to queens. He's textbook example of that. Yeah, with the queens, females, everything's a female after that. You don't see them as human beings. Umar, see them as human beings first. And then we'll believe you see them as queens. I'm sure all of us here would just take, though, men seeing women as human beings. I don't think we need to see women as queens. I don't think it's necessary. It doesn't do anything. We don't need to put women on a pedestal. We need to de-pedestalize ourselves, though. You see what I'm saying? We need to take ourselves off the pedestal. That's the problem. We elevate ourselves and devalue women. That's the problem. So how about we just stop devaluing women? Boom, now we're on the same level. Either everybody's on a pedestal or nobody's on a pedestal. But either way, that's what we should be doing. That's where we should be at right now. And Umar, like I said, he pisses me off because he understands. Exactly, Crystal. If I'm a queen, give me the power. Exactly. He clearly understands. He clearly understands systems of oppression. He has the vernacular. He has the ability to grasp the concepts. He has the verbiage, everything. He has all of that stuff in his toolbox. But he refuses to take it out to dismantle and deconstruct his own misogyny. He refuses to use the tools on himself. And it was odd and very funny to hear him talk about masculinity. Talking about self-reflection. Sir, you are the one who needs to self-reflect the most. You need the highest amount of self-reflection. The highest amount of self-reflection should be you. Start with the man in the mirror, like Mike Jackson said, right? Let's all be like Mike. Nasty work, man. Nasty work. Nasty work. Yeah, he's a black activist. Many black activists talk like that. Many male black activists talk just like Umar. No way. Many black activists sound just like Umar. Male black activists, most of them sound like Umar. Most of them do. Farrakhan. Who are the other ones? I can't even think of the other ones no more. But most of the like ones that we see the most. I won't say black activists. I won't say that, but I will say most of the ones we see the most. And preachers, yeah, absolutely. But our activists are actually a part of the, the preacher. What's that one dude? He's part of the NOI. Brother something X, I want to say. There's another dude that be going to the Breakfast Club, a light-skinned dude. I think it's like I don't want to make whatever, Muhammad Shabazz X or something like that. He goes on there, same thing. They all say the same stuff. They all sound the same thing. All of them. Because they want all these men want to do is replace themselves. They just want to see themselves at the top. That's it. They just want to see Riza Islam. Exactly. Thank you, Vanity. Riza Islam. They just want to see black men at the top of the of the hierarchy. 19 keys. Yep. Keep going. 19 keys. What's the one black dude that got sent up the creek for being a P3DO? It's glitching. Damn, they always messing with your boy, man. Like the live, man. Like the live. It's only 22,000 likes. They messing with me. Not Bean Pie Bandits. Brother Polite. Thank you, Rose. Brother Polite. All of them. They all sound the same. They all sound the same. Nasty work. Nah, it ain't just you. Nopra. All right. Young Pharaoh. Yeah, Young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh is super scary. Brother Polite is proven to be a threat, but Young Pharaoh is super scary. He's unhinged. Grifter. All right. I'm gonna change it up anyway. I was gonna do this topic before, but I just wanted to get that. I wanted to get that off my chest real quick, y'all. I'm sorry. This is the original topic I was supposed to do. Can you guys see this prompt? Bro taps. Oh man. Bro Taps is funny. All right. No, you can't see it. I can't do. I think y'all phones are too small. That's what it is. Because I got a big. If y'all got a little phone, you probably won't be able to see it. I got a big phone though, so I can see it. So it says hookup culture isn't real. Hookup culture isn't real. Promiscuity isn't wrong, bad, nor immoral. Thanks, my shining star. Yeah, if you got the Pro Max, you should be able to see it. I don't know what's going on. Y'all need to fix y'all need to fix y'all cripping in. Y'all cripping is off. Something wrong with y'all cripping. Yeah, we know YouTube is perfect. Yeah, promiscuity. Yes. It says promiscuity. Hookup culture isn't real. Promiscuity isn't wrong, bad, or immoral. Yeah. If y'all know how to read, this should be easy though, even if it's cut off. I'm a challenge. I'm a shame y'all into reading my prompt. I don't care if it's cut off. If you know how to read, you should be able to see this. This is light work for y'all. Here, let's see. Maybe it's because of the boxes. Wait. Yeah, maybe you're right. Let's switch it. Can y'all see it now? People saying they can see. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's because I did the different one. All right. All right. It's wordplay. When we us is promiscuity. All right, we good though. All right, that's what it is, man. Hookup culture isn't real. Promiscuity isn't wrong, bad, nor immoral. Hookup culture is not bad nor immoral. I'm sorry. Promiscuity isn't wrong, bad, nor immoral, right? No context clues. Hookup culture isn't real. So you already know my thoughts on hookup culture. I often talk about hookup culture isn't a real thing. They say black people understand everything. I know y'all know everything since you got your degrees and you know every fucking thing. Read the prompt. Yeah, virginity is a lie. Hookup culture isn't real. Promiscuity isn't wrong, bad, nor immoral. Y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all try to shame. So last night, if you guys were in the live, there was a dude up here, and I'm gonna find the clip. I'm gonna get the clip. I'm gonna get the clip, but in the clip, he was literally just shouting out all the things, all the ways that men try to manipulate women. Right? If you read if you guys were here last night, he was just shouting out all this. He was like, "Oh, I'm leaving at 1:30, Jay." He was saying he was like, "Oh, he was like, yeah, keep dangling that ring in front of her." You know, all these things, right? But if you listen, he was talking about, talking about when men don't want to be with the man that's promiscuous, and I'm not saying that, he was saying 304s or whatever, dangling a carrot in front of her. These men they know that they just use all of these things as manipulation tactics. That's all they are. If men believe that promiscuity is so bad, then why are men more promiscuous than women? If men thought hookup culture, I won't say hookup culture, but if men thought hookup culture was wrong, then why do men participate in it? If hookup culture is so bad, then why do you participate in it? If promiscuity is so wrong, then why women got to be promiscuous with somebody? Right? You got to be promiscuous. Somebody, they have to be promiscuous with somebody. They can't be promiscuous by themselves with their roses in their bedrooms. That's not promiscuity. them conducting an operation on themselves with their rose is not promiscuous. That's not promiscuous. So who's in the mix with them? Oh man, okay, cool. Then stop saying that promiscuity is so wrong, it's so bad when y'all be the main ones. Men perpetuate promiscuity. They want women to be promiscuous so they can have access to women, and they themselves don't think that it's anything wrong with being promiscuous for themselves. Hookup culture also is just a way for them to try. It's just a colloquialism. They're just trying to shame women with something that isn't a real thing. They're trying to demonize it, right? Like hookup culture. What do you mean? Having premarital sex? Because that's all it is. Hookup culture is literally having premarital sex when you think about it. Who cares? You hook up with some, who cares? What are you talking about? As long as it's consensual and safe, who cares? Having casual sex with a person, having sex with a person that you don't think or that you're not in a relationship with even. That's what it is. Okay. Who cares? Where's the problem? Where is the problem? I don't see it. And I'm trying to locate it, but I can clearly see how you guys are trying to use that to control women's behavior. The same way, like I said last night, the same way that man, I might have to restart the live. Y'all. I'm sorry. Damn. It's glitching. Crazy. It was glitching like crazy. I feel like TikTok was hating on me on that one. That was crazy.
Did you ever delete stuff from your phone?
I haven't updated my phone. All right. What does that mean, Rose? Who popped my balloon? What you talking about? Hi, Teddy Bear. Hi, Teddy. Okay. I see you. I see you, Pop. I see you. I see it. I see you, doggy dog. Okay. Stinky boy. Stinker boy. Okay. Let Teddy out. Let Teddy out. Let Teddy out. All right. There we go. The Sovereign Sigma was good. Your background looks like a Coors Light commercial. I know. It's the Rockies, man. Yeah, y'all know I love the mountains, man. I'm going to the mountains in 2 weeks. My second vacation. I'll be in the mountains. Oh, I ain't stressed out. I'm good. Hey, but here we go. Okay. Hookup culture isn't real. Promiscuity isn't wrong, bad, nor immoral. For everybody joining us, I had to restart the live. It was glitching. I don't know what was going on. What up, Jenny? It was glitching. I don't know what the hell was happening. But here we are. Tap the live, like the live, bang the Cash App, share the live. You know, spread love. All that. Turn to your neighbor. Say, neighbor, how you doing? All that stuff. We in church. Ocean was good. So here we are. They saying Shan Wi-Fi contagious. She must be nearby. That's crazy. Thanks, Jenny. All right, man. All right. We back. I got to get back. I get it back on topic. All right. Hookup culture isn't real. Promiscuity isn't wrong, bad, or immoral. Right. Let's talk about it. Yeah, so pretty much, y'all know my feelings on hookup culture, but I'll express them one more time for y'all. Hookup culture is basically just people having schmecks, not in a, you know, like outside of like a committed relationship or marriage or anything like that. That's pretty much all it is. They try to call it hookup culture to act like what do you mean it's a culture? What are you talking about? Like having smecks is a part of every culture in society. Having smecks is a part of every culture in every society. Like what do you what do you mean? Hooking up is a part of every culture in every society. How is it a culture in and of itself? It doesn't make sense. It's just smecks. That's all it is. What are you saying, Amiri? Or one night stands? What you mean? I don't know what that means. Dating apps is not hookup culture. Dating apps are dating apps. Dating apps are places where people meet. If dating apps are hookup culture, then the bar is hookup culture. The club is hookup culture. It's not. It's just places. These are places people go. Like, what are you talking? These are places where people congregate. Church is hookup culture. Is church hookup culture? People don't hook up at church. Like, school isn't hookup culture. College isn't hookup culture. Like, the job isn't hookup culture. Restaurants are hookup culture. Everywhere is hookup. If dating apps is hookup culture, then everywhere is hookup culture. That's my point. That's all I'm saying. It just gives you more access to people. That's all it does. That's all it does. Hookup culture is not real. It's not a real thing. You're talking about places where people go to meet other people. That's not a culture. You see what I'm saying? Restaurants are definitely hookup culture now. Restaurants are restaurants. The military is hookup culture. Like everywhere is hookup culture, dude. Like that's what I'm saying. At some point, we gotta be for real, man. This is crazy. At some point, we gotta be for real. Y'all gotta stop saying that like hookup culture isn't a thing. It's just stuff that people say to make people feel bad. Like, oh, you're a part of the hookup culture. You mean I like to have smecks with people? And I don't care if you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe that I need to be married to have smecks with a person or be in a committed relationship. Like, what? Crazy. Isn't that a novel concept? Supermarkets are hookup culture. What up, Shani?
Hey, public.
BK said, appreciate the super chat. She said, men know full well they love them 304s. And they do. What's good?
I wanted to point out, I feel like we only came up with the concept of a hookup culture. I feel like it's more so coming from people who are dating to get in relationships, and I feel like it's coming from like a place of resentment because they feel like hookup culture is the reason why they can't find a partner, because they feel like everybody is partaking in it when that's not true. So that's where I feel like it's coming from. It's coming from like a place of like resentment, like you're trying to make somebody feel bad because they want to engage with other folks physically without having to be like in a committed relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I feel like it's coming from.
No, that is where it's coming
from. I feel like truly like the only people who have something negative to say about it are the people that they date for like to get in a relationship or to get married. They feel like they have such a narrow perspective on what dating is in general. So they think you're only supposed to be dating to get in a relationship or to get married. And they don't realize like it's okay to like date just to like hook up with somebody for a couple of months and then like go on about your business. Like it's not that serious. That's why I particularly don't like body count conversations, because it's just rooted in misogyny, and it's trying to make like women feel bad because they enjoy like, you know, they enjoy hunching. And you're trying to make women feel bad for something that, like, I don't know, it's just this weird perspective about, like, men see punching as, like, something they do to a woman and not something that a woman can be, like, a willing participant in. And that's why I don't like the body count conversations. Because then when we start asking, oh, you know, when's the last time you've been tested? Now everybody's quiet and don't want to talk about it. And I notice, like, men who typically bring up, like, body count, they ain't never been to the doctor. They don't even know what my chart is. But they're so worried about who women have been with. But it's like, you don't even prioritize your own, like mental health. So where are we going with this conversation?
That's facts. Diane, it's Diane, right? Yeah. Hey, Diane.
Yeah. Hi. Love your live and your messaging. I just wanted to ask you. So the word promiscuity tends to be negative, right? When you look at the actual definition, sometimes it's kind of there's no negative connotation to it, and sometimes there is, like, you're indiscriminate. Sometimes it just means you have a lot of different sexual partners, but sometimes it has that connotation. So when you use it on your background, are you trying to take away the stigma from the word?
Yeah, I mean, it's not wrong to be promiscuous. Like even in the worst in the worst way that they use the word, it's not wrong because it's not like it's a choice. So if two people are signing up to have schmex together, it's not wrong, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, so okay, so it's not wrong, it's not immoral. You can say some of the you can make the case that it could lead to bad outcomes such as STDs, but that you could also avoid that if you're being safe with it. So even then, it's like it's not bad. So to me, I mean, saying being indiscriminate is if you want to be indiscriminate, that's your choice. That's not bad or wrong. That's your choice.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Don't get me wrong. I totally agree with you. Just the word itself tends to usually I don't think you are. That's the whole thing. Right?
Yeah.
I understand what you're doing, and I completely agree with you. Just using the word itself, I was wondering if you were trying to destigmatize the word.
Yeah, I am.
Simply saying, so I agree. So I understand what you're saying. Even when it's being used in a pejorative way, it's still not wrong. Yeah.
Even when they try to make it like it's a negative, when you just look at it, I'm like, okay, but where is it wrong at? How is it wrong? Because I don't believe in religion. So you can't get me with, now I'm not saying you, but whoever, they can never get me on some like, well, God said, and da, 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 da. God didn't,
same.
You know what I mean? Like, so I don't care about that. You have to like make a moral argument for me. You have to make a case where it's like wrong me. And to me, something is wrong if it hurts the other person, right? Like if you do something that harms another person, then it's wrong, right? If you harm yourself willingly, like if you take drugs or whatever the case may be, that's bad, but it's not wrong because it hurts yourself. That's the difference to me. So when something is wrong to me, I'm like, you have wronged another person, you have hurt somebody else, and they didn't ask for it or whatever the case may be. But if you want to do that to yourself, or if two people are choosing to engage in these acts willingly, it's not wrong. It could end badly. There could be some bad outcomes, but it ain't wrong in and of itself. How is it wrong? Nobody's being hurt. They made the choice to do it. Great.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I think the reason, I think the reason guys, I find that with women, they're usually religious when they have a problem with it. And with guys that, they're trying to control the women.
Yes.
Or they're insecure, or, they want somebody who's innocent. And I think Sean or Shawnee was kind of referencing this. They want somebody who's innocent and doesn't know themselves. They want somebody who doesn't have any context to compare them to, right? They want somebody who is innocent and inexperienced so they can control them and do whatever they want. So
absolutely.
I think that's the thing. Okay, cool. I completely agree with you. I was just, the word promiscuity just kind of like triggers a wrong, like kind of a strong word, but it just kind of like, it's so often used in this pejorative way. So, but I'm glad that you're putting it out there as an okay thing. It's very refreshing.
I just want to use it for what it's meant to be used for. It just means people just having smacks with a lot of people in a short period of time. And that,
Yeah,
and if that's what you want to do, then and everybody's cool with it, then I'm cool with it.
Yeah, listen, I'm 51. I don't even know my body count. I don't know why people even count that. It's very weird.
Yeah. I've been married a long time, but I stopped counting back when in those days. I don't know. I've been lost track of it. Don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, thank you. Have
okay,
a great
Diane,
day.
you too. The what is it? The theologian, sorry. No, the theologist, sorry. You made an interesting comment. What are you talking about? I wasn't able to catch all your comment, but I saw it. What are you trying to say?
I was making a point that I know you have up there promiscuity.
Mm-hmm.
So chastity, which is kind of the opposite of that, came out of most religious cultures, which most ancient world were. So when I said atheists get most of their morals from that, I thought I was responding to the idea that you were talking about promiscuity as something, I can't see all of it.
Yeah, it says hookup culture isn't real. Promiscuity isn't wrong, bad, nor immoral.
Okay. So I was going another way where in society we have chastity, we have certain rules, we have certain limits to how we do things, and so that morality came from a religious ancient background.
Not true.
Very true.
No, it's not. Morality existed before religion. Morality predates religion.
No, the paleoanthropologists will tell you that the earliest form of worship was animism. Animism was the earlier identified with how humans thought. And they attributed a lot of what their morality to spiritualism, identified it with God.
No.
So morality is something
that's wrong.
Identified from something spiritual.
You got it. Your name is a theologist, and I will unequivocally tell you that that's wrong without a doubt. I'll die on this hill.
No, I'm telling you, archaeologists tell you, brother, that the most of the ancient world was religious. I mean, I don't know how you.
I didn't say it wasn't. I'm saying. Hold on. Morality existed before, because what is morality?
Morality is a standard of order, and so forth.
Yeah. So natural. So wait, here's what I'm saying. There is natural consequences to certain things, right? You don't need a thought, whatever. There are natural consequences to certain things. Human beings have always understood, because of these consequences, when something was harmful to somebody else or something else, right? That is the basis for morality. So I don't want to be hit. I don't hit other people. I don't do this. You know what I'm saying? It's like humans understand that. So morality existed way before religion. And I would argue that without morality, we wouldn't have survived. We needed morality to survive. We needed a system. We needed a whatever you want to say. We needed it. We needed an understanding of how not to harm each other. That's what I'm telling you. I think we were more moral before we got religion. Religion corrupted us and made us immoral in so many ways. The morality was better when it was rooted in nature. There is a society that doesn't it's not religious based, right? I just was learning about it recently, and in this society, it's the one that I think Darwin went to go examine when he talks about it or whatever, and he was saying that like here there was no money, there was, you know what I'm saying? He was like, and the people that were like propped up the most and like exalted in the society were the people who gave away everything. Like it was the complete opposite of our society, right? That wasn't rooted in any religion or anything like that. Like this wasn't that they weren't like talking about we learned this from God or whatever. It wasn't rooted in anything like that. They just had an understanding of morality and how it should function in society, and they just exercised it daily. That was it. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think I'm coming from more of an aspect.
Oh, they muted you on accident. Go ahead, Theo. You gotta unmute yourself. You have some background noise. I mean, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You good?
I'm coming from the aspect that the human mind has the concept of God, and through that we have morality.
No.
God is something spiritual, and through this, because we have that ability, morals exist, civil exists, civility exists because we can be moral. Civil is under morals. Morals is under spirituality. Spirituality is where most people get right and wrong, good and bad. Morals doesn't just come up, you do me wrong, I do you wrong, or let's do you right, it don't come like that.
That's how it comes.
And that taught.
That's literally how it comes. That's what it is.
A head of spirituality. But if you don't believe the Bible, that if you don't believe God created man, then you're not gonna believe.
I'll prove you wrong. I'll prove you wrong. I'll prove you wrong, Theo. Because God was the God in the Bible is an unaliver, a mass unaliver.
That's another thing you got wrong. That's due to ignorance of what animism is. When the Bible was written, it was written according to ancient style. And if you don't know that style, you read it like a regular book, like some yesterday's social studies book. So you're totally lost when it comes to ancient thinking. Ancient thinking saw everything in nature corresponding to some spiritual frame of thinking.
Hold on. Now you yapping because you ain't got nothing to say, clearly. God in the Bible, the God in the Bible, unalived millions of people many a times. He was all down for it many a times. I did not misconstrue that. I did not make that up. That is not because I read it through the eyes of the lens. No. I read it in the spirit at the time. I was there. I was a Jesus follower and all that stuff. I'm telling you that God himself, according to that book, was a mass unaliver. Period. There's no way around it. So yeah, in that book, so I think that I'm more moral than God himself. If based on that book, I have better morals than God himself. So God didn't teach me morality. I can tell you that right now. God didn't teach me morality because my morality is better than God's morality. I don't know what to tell you. That's one of the main reasons why I deconstructed religion.
Well, if I may, my point to you is that what you read in the Bible is an ancient style writing. So what you read in the Bible relates to human nature. Human nature doesn't know what it means to rest. The human nature doesn't know what it means to not be jealous or not to be angry. All of these attributes that are put toward God are anthropomorphic. Okay, so they relate to human nature, so that human nature can learn a lesson from it. So, was the Bible said to be written by God or no? Is the Bible written by God or no? Yes.
Okay, then what are you talking about?
I'm telling you that God is divine. He's a spirit of divine nature. Everything in the literal relates to human nature. There's a spiritual and there's a natural, just like you got a mind and a brain. Okay? One is subjective, the other is objective. I mean, that's common sense, brother. So when you got a mind, okay, you have a higher intellectual concept of mindset. Out of that come morality.
Theologist, the words you're using don't make sense. I don't know if you know this. Brother, hold on, wait, theology. I want you to understand something, brother. Please understand what I'm telling you right now. I need for you to understand this. It is not because I don't understand. It's because you don't understand. It's not a me thing. I'm not playing with you. A lot of people who use words like you, who talk like you, they think that other people just don't understand them. I'm telling you what you're saying doesn't make sense. So you can take it offensively or non-offensively. I'm letting you know that what you're saying the words you're using in the order you're using them in, they don't make sense. We would call it a word salad. They don't mean anything.
You don't know what you're saying.
How don't I know what I'm saying?
If you can't defend what I said, if you can't make some argument out of what I'm saying, and you talking, you just yapping.
Wait, okay. How do I know? Wait.
I disappoint what I'm saying.
Hold on.
Put it down.
Hold on. Theologist. Hold on, I can't. Let me make sure. Theologist. I'm telling you, without a doubt, I'm very concise and clear. You understand exactly what I'm saying, so you can't make that assertion to me. I'm telling you that the God in the Bible is immoral. without a doubt. To me, for my morality is,
And that's what I'm
I
saying.
like,
Let's
hold on,
do
wait.
it.
I like my brand of morality more than I like God's brand of morality, right? Because morality is subjective, by the way. So my brand of morality is better than God's, than the God in the Bible, than the Abrahamic God in the Bible. Brand of morality, from what I can understand, right? Now you're saying that I don't, like, pretty much, I'm paraphrasing. You're like, oh, you read the Bible, you don't understand it or whatever. That's an excuse, brother, because I just asked you, I said, did God write the Bible? And you said, yeah. So miss me with the, oh, it's the human, and no. God wrote the Bible according to you and the Bible. God wrote the Bible. Bet. In that Bible, from what I read, God is a mass unaliver, amongst other things. He also impregnated an underage girl, Mary, as far as I know, right? So you telling me that I'm not understanding this? Then why did he write it in the way he wrote it in? Why did he make it so confusing?
Because it's human nature that he's relating to.
But he wrote it.
Are you listening? Dude?
Yes, I'm listening to you. He wrote it.
He's when you write something for a baby, do you write it as an adult? Do you write adult stuff in it? No, you write it for a baby, dude.
Are we not?
The baby can relate to it.
Time out. Are we not made in?
That?
Hold on, theologists. Are we not made in His image?
Of course, you're made in His image.
Okay, so why are we so different than Him? Why don't we understand?
Straight away from being in His image.
No, we were made in His image. What? That don't make sense.
You're not listening, brother. If you train up a child, right, and you teach that child certain logics and rationalities of life, they go astray from it. They have left the image of the principles that you stood for. So they are no longer in the image of the ideology of the principles of life that you had. They're in something else false and evil until they go through life and come back to it. So image doesn't just mean physical image. It means that I have the ability to choose and to adapt what is good and true for myself or reject it for myself. Okay? But this image is according to His wisdom. His likeness is according to His love. We left that, maintaining attributes or qualities or abilities that make us called gods, like we're in the rationality of free will, still maintaining that, make us like in His image externally, but internally to the principles of life.
What was that? Say that phrase again. I'm sorry, that was crazy. Say it again.
I said that as to our human nature and the framework of our design, we are created in God's image in the ability to choose for ourselves or to and things of that nature. But the things that are in His image are according to love and wisdom. So we have left that as far as what that means on principles, but we still maintain the abilities as far as what is to be human, okay, to choose or to for ourselves as free agents. So that's where I'm coming from.
Okay. I don't know what that has to do with the fact that God is a mass unaliver. He was, whatever you want to say. He's also a P3DO. That doesn't change. Did he not cause the flood? Hold on. Did God not cause the flood?
No.
Who caused it?
Man caused it.
No, man didn't cause it. God caused it. God made it happen.
That's why I'm saying this is an ancient book that you are ignorantly reading like it was a yesterday book. So when you understand that God can't repent, it says God repented for making man. It is talking spiritually and significant to man falling away from His love and kindness. Okay? And so the flood signified man losing and perverting and corrupting the wisdom and love that He gave him. Anything from chapter 1 to verse 11, chapter 11 is allegorical, corresponding to the states of man's life falling away from God.
Yeah, you're making a strong case for the reason why I stay far away from the Bible, because what you're talking about now sounds like the never-ending story. It sounds like it's just made up, bro. If it don't, brother, you want us to this people, think about what I'm saying. There are people running around this planet unaliving people in the name of these teachings. Literally unaliving people and committing the worst atrocities in the name of this so-called God, right? This is nuts to me. And you're telling me right now that they're not reading it properly, and it's an ancient text and all of this stuff, and it's an allegorical. Like, brother, what are you talking about?
That's human nature killing. That don't come from religion. That's human nature. That's like that. So you can take anything good and pervert it and corrupt it for your own self. That's why human nature is dangerous and very unsafe itself. That's human nature you're talking about.
Human nature is the nature of God, brother. It's the same nature. Because God is a mass unaliver and a P3DO. And God is apparently God is God is sexist. God is he hates the poor. Like, there's a bunch of things.
That's showing human nature, dude. That's what human nature is.
Okay, so you're proving to me that, hold on, wait. So this is the strongest, you're making the strongest case for God was just made up by people. Thank you. And I agree with you. And that's why I left it alone. That's one of the many reasons why I left it alone. But you're right. So you just made the greatest theology. I appreciate you, brother. You just made the greatest case for that God was made up by men. We just made up God. Thank you.
Prove to me. When you don't want to believe in God, you believe anything against God. And that's your excuse to deny God. That's because you want to. And you want to call yourself God, as you just admitted.
I don't want to call myself God.
Actually desires the truth.
Hold on, wait. I don't believe in God. Hold on, brother. Hold on. You're not in the pulpit, brother. I don't care about your sermon. I didn't call myself God. I believe the opposite. I'm too busy trying to be a human. I'm fighting to be a human. You talking about I think I'm a God? That's you. Y'all addicted to that stuff. You high off of that God, that God powder, that God dust. I ain't on none of that stuff, brother.
You say you better than God? You didn't say that?
I am.
Okay then.
I don't think I am God. I'm a human. I think humans, when we humanize ourselves, I think our nature is better than that of God's. Because God is a mass unaliver and a P3DO. That's what I'm telling you.
Let me leave you with this. In the beginning, if you read the Bible, you don't hear none of that about God being jealous, angry, or whatever. It's not till later on that men picked up that nature. So everything about mankind is human nature, is something that causes all of these horrible situations. The divine nature only is relating to human nature. It doesn't overrule it. Yeah. You will never learn nothing from God never getting
It sounds like you never learn nothing from anybody, brother. It sounds like you just be up here making up stuff.
Brother, I'm sorry. I think that you just want to be ignorant.
Maybe I do.
God. Yeah,
Maybe I do.
I think you really do.
I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'll accept that.
I know you is. I know you do. That's why you think the way you do.
Mm-hmm. I'm perfectly fine with that, brother.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me up.
Okay. Good luck, man. Seek help. This is crazy. Anthony, appreciate the super chat. Anthony said, question. Oh, he dropped, brother. Sorry. I was about to read it. Question for the theologist. What does the mentioning of religion have to do with the topic of the video? Because I said in the topic, I said it's immoral. I mentioned the word immorality. And so he said that morality was basically, it comes from religion, and that's completely wrong. And he just started getting up here and yapping. He's obviously not a theologist. Like, he doesn't have a degree in it. I think that's disrespectful to call himself that, because he's not that. I would never call myself an archaeologist because I've gone to the desert and dug up rocks and bones. You know what I'm saying? When you say you're a theologist, you should have a degree. You should have a degree in it, right? I would never call myself a doctor because I put a Band-Aid on my son and wiped his boo-boo. It's crazy work. I would never call myself a doctor because I read Grey's Anatomy or I watched the show. That's the equivalent of what he's saying. He a theologist. Why? What made you a theologist? How did we get here? I collect the sand at the beach. I'm a geologist. I can't turn up the volume on YouTube. I'm sorry, y'all. To anybody that's wondering. I got it. I got it as loud as I got it. As loud as I can go. But that's crazy, man. We got to do better, y'all.
I thought he was going to go in the direction to use religion to kind of shame people for, I guess, wanting to be active. That's what I figured he came up here in the first place, but he didn't get to that point. I thought he was going to get there.
Nah, because he just started saying a bunch of gibberish, and I was like, wait, before we can get there, you got to make this make sense. like before you trying to tell us that that this stuff was invented in the ancient world. They didn't have religion. What is the ancient world to you? How ancient are we talking about? The oldest religion is Hindu. To my knowledge, the oldest religion is Hinduism, right? Or organized religion. Maybe it's organized religion, but I thought it was religion. But that was 5,000 years ago. Okay, I'll consider that to be ancient. But there are places that's way more ancient than that. And they didn't believe in nobody. What up? What up, Jeff? Blitz Shadow, what's good?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I wanted to argue about what the other guy was talking about. Unless you want to move on from the topic.
What did he want to say? I mean, what did you want to say? I don't know what part.
About you said that God is immoral.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about specifically, like you said, and you said he's a P3O.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that?
Because he impregnated Mary against her will, by the way. Well,
I know I heard about that argument before, but there's nowhere in the Bible that says that she was a minor. She was most likely an adult, a young adult at that time.
No, she also didn't ask to get pregnant, so he's at the least a rapist.
I don't have the verse on me right now, but if you read the Bible, you would see that like she was waiting to be pregnant, and she was happy to be pregnant at that time.
Sure.
Like,
yeah, you're just making up stuff. But move on, because you don't have a point anymore at this point, because I know that that's not true. But go ahead, brother. What do you want to say? You want to talk about the topic?
Yeah, I'll talk about the topic. Hookup culture. I do believe it's real because, and if you look up hookup culture, basically, if a man and a woman they just have sex, or I mean, am I allowed to say that on TikTok?
Smacks?
Yeah, smacks.
Yeah.
So yeah, if a man and a woman if they just have smacks without actually like getting to know each other, and they just have smacks and they don't actually they just meet at like a club or something, and they have smacks and they don't talk to each other. That's pretty much hookup culture.
That's just hooking up. That's just, yeah, that's not a culture, brother. That's just people having smacks. That's what I said. That's what I've been saying. Hookup culture is basically people just having sex that aren't in committed relationships. That's what they consider hookup culture. But it's not a culture. It's just what people have been doing forever. And it shouldn't be frowned upon. It shouldn't be demonized or vilified. Two consenting people, right, having sex with each other for whatever reason they want to, doesn't matter. Like, where's the beef? Where's the problem?
Because there's more to it than just that. Because let's say that if it's more than just them having sex, let's say that it's just them, like if they just have sex, they're not like actually like committing to each other. That's where the problem comes into. You have to, if you're looking out to just to have sex, it's not really good, because you're just looking to have more than what's the word? Like you're not looking for actual community relationship. You're just there to have sex and then leave.
I'm trying to figure out, but that doesn't make it wrong, brother. Both people are in it if both people are okay with that. How is that wrong? Who told you that you have to have sex to be in a relationship? What are you talking about?
No, what I mean is that if you're just obviously looking, I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but like, if someone is just going there just if they're just, I know it's obviously consensual, but
Okay.
if there's nothing to it else, that they just have sex and they don't do anything afterwards, you know, and they just
like what if they go out to dinner afterwards? Is that good enough? Like, what are you talking about? I don't understand.
What I mean is that they have to continue the relationship. They can't just have sex.
Says who? If make it make sense to me, Blitz. What I'm saying is if both parties are perfectly okay with not continuing the relationship beyond the sex, then how is it wrong? Who's being wronged in that case?
Well, if they're obviously not being if they're perfectly okay with it, that's fine. Yeah. But if one of them wants to continue it, all right. If one of them wants to continue, but the other one doesn't, that's where the problem comes in. Now
that could be a problem, but here's what I'm saying, Blitz. So let me get this. Let me let you know what's happening. So if I am interested in a woman, and in this situation, I start to, because I want to have sex with her, I start to tell her things like I'm looking for a commitment, I really like her, things of that nature, things that lead her to believe that I am interested in her and having a relationship with her beyond the sex, then okay, that's wrong, right? Cool. If we're having a conversation and that never comes up, that's not a part of it. We're just having a conversation. She likes me, I like her. She thinks I'm cute, I think she's cute. We have sex, and then she catches feelings, as the kids would say. That's not my bad. I didn't do anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? Now, how I handle that, if I handle that properly, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I wasn't interested in that, and I apologize if I gave that impression, but I'm pretty sure I was clear that that I was never interested. I never explicitly told you that I wanted a relationship with you or anything like that, right? Yeah, no, you never said that. Okay, cool. Then I apologize for, whatever, you know what I mean? Like you feeling this way, but I didn't, you know what I mean? Like at that point, you didn't do anything wrong. See what I'm saying? So yeah, no. So, but let's stick to the matter at hand of having sex outside of a relationship. Is that right or wrong in and of itself?
Having sex outside of a relationship, to me, I think, honestly, I think it's wrong, because to me, that's just me. I know you don't really agree with that, because if you're just having sex outside the relationship, like, there was basically nothing there. Like, if you're just basically nothing there. Like, if you're just looking to have sex,
mm-hmm.
that's basically, that's kind of defeats the purpose of sex in a way.
What do you think the purpose of sex is?
To me, I think it's purposely, like, for me, I'm basically looking for a relationship, to have some, obviously, just sex comes with it.
No, but what is the purpose of sex? That's what I'm asking you. What is the purpose of it? What is the function of it? Yeah.
It's to procreate.
That's a part of it. What else?
I mean, obviously enjoying it too.
Okay, so pleasure and procreation. Where does any of that, what does that have to do with the relationship?
Obviously, you would have to also look for the right person, not just, you'd have to date the person, get to know them before you actually have the sex. You'd have to get to know them.
All you got to get to, brother, all you have to do to have sex is consent to it. You don't have to get to know the person at all. All you have to do is consent to having sex, both parties, put on a condom, and have sex. That's all you got to do. What are you talking about? People do it all the time.
I don't really have any other argument, but
you know what I thought about, y'all? You know what is hookup culture? What are those parties with the pineapple parties? What they call? I don't know. The swinger parties. That's hookup culture.
Swinging.
Yeah, swinging is a hookup
parties.
Yeah,
lifestyle.
Yeah, that's a whole life. Definitely. Okay, I just thought about that. I was like, okay, I'm with that.
Hey, while we bringing that topic up right quick, I had a conversation about that the other day. Lifestyle people are some of the safest people to be around, because they have openness about they're about what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, what's consent, what's not consent. And in that way, it's all discussed openly. If regular people had discussions more like what they had, we would, you know, the society would be better, right? Because they don't demonize hookup culture. They don't use that word, you know, in that lifestyle.
Yep. Sounds about right. That I just thought about. I was like, there it is, I guess. But that's what hookup culture actually would look like. It wouldn't look like people meeting at the club, liking each other, and then going home with each other and sleeping with each other. I don't think that's the same thing at all.
There's no storytelling. There's no storytelling in lifestyle stuff, right? There's no storytelling with SWs. Like, this is what it is. This is what I'm comfortable with. This is what I'm not comfortable with. What's up?
It's like a job. It's like, you know, well, SW definitely a job. Go ahead, Blitz.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about promiscuity. What do you mean by promiscuity isn't wrong?
Do you know what promiscuity is?
I kind of know what it is, but I'm like trying to understand it more from your perspective.
Yeah, so promiscuity is basically just the act of having a lot of sex with like having sex with a lot of people in a short period of time. It's totally subjective, right? Because to me, having sex with a lot of people in a short period of time is having sex with 5 people in a day, let's say, right? But to you, having sex with 5 people in 2 years could be promiscuous, right? So it's completely subjective right off the rip. But that's the definition, though. So whatever it means to you, whatever that means to you, having, you know, a lot of sex in a short period of time, then that's what it is to you. That's what it is. But it's not wrong no matter what.
I guess the way I'm looking at it is like in a religious perspective.
Don't, because I'm not religious.
You know, you're not religious. So maybe so to me, why it's wrong is because if you're just having like sex with random people, it's that's basically like there's no relationship there. Like, why are you just having, you know, sex?
It is a relationship. It's a sexual relationship. You just have relations. Yeah. That's what they call it, relations.
Yeah, but like at that point, what are you gonna do with it? Like after that, you're just gonna like leave the person after that.
Smell.
And go find
I'm gonna smell my fingers right after that. What you gonna do?
Say again.
I smell my fingers right after that. What do you do?
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that.
Interesting. Yeah. No, I'm just saying. No, after you have sex, you go home, you take a shower, and you eat food, and you know what I mean. Like, what do you? Life goes on, brother.
Yeah, I know. So, I mean, what I mean is that, I mean, what I mean, maybe it's like it's the like. Hold on, let me remember. Basically, from promiscuity, the reason I think it's wrong is you're just having sex with random people, and you're gonna go find somebody else. You're not gonna like have sex with the same person. You're just going to random people and having sex with. You know, you're not actually building a relationship. After that, you're just gonna it's done, and then you move on.
Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. Like, I don't understand. Like, why do you care about that? Why do you care that somebody else doesn't care to be in a relationship with somebody? How is that wrong? You see what I'm saying? Like, for you, you can feel that goes against what I believe. And I'm perfectly okay with that. That's your personal belief. But projecting that onto other people is an issue. For you, I'm perfectly fine with that. If you only want to have sex within the confines of a relationship, more power to you, brother. But leave us 304s alone. You know what I'm saying? Leave us flitty people, us flirty people, us, you know what I'm saying? People that like to hop around or whatever. Leave us out of it. That's your thing. That ain't got nothing to do with us. We over here having fun. You know what I'm saying? If you want your pickle to be dry, that's on you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I like, you know, when you pull the pickle out the jar and that shit got all the juice. That's how I want my pickle to be at all times. You want your shit to be dried up and look like a chip? That's fine. That's fine, sir. Because if you don't use it, you lose it.
That was going to be a question I got to Blitz. Is do you enjoy sex? Like, cause it sounds like you're trying to limit yourself to like baby making, and that's the only reason you want to use it.
I've never had sex before.
Oh, that's fine. How old are you?
23.
23. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I think that's reasonable. I think is this by choice, by the way?
Yeah, it's my choice.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not gonna be like forever, but like I'm gonna look into a relationship like later.
Yeah, but I'm asking. Basically, what I'm asking is, you have access to women, right? Like you still, you know, what I'm saying, you go on dates with women and stuff like that. You got girlfriends or whatever, but you just don't. You choose not to have sex with them.
I haven't ever like had a girlfriend before yet. I am looking for a relationship.
And what is stopping you from getting in a relationship?
Maybe because I'm like mainly focusing on school right now.
Are you?
And
what are you going to school for?
I'm majoring in cybersecurity.
Ooh, fancy. Yeah, man. I don't like I don't, the same way I don't shame people who want to have sex with people. Like I don't shame virgins or people who are practicing abstinence or anything like that. Like I'm perfectly fine with both of those things. I just think it's a very personal choice, and I think that to say something is wrong, like for everybody, I think that's where I draw the line. Like I'm perfectly okay with you saying that for yourself. You being like, no, for me, I'm good. I'm with you. I rock with you. I'm gonna support that all day long. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as you start saying that it's wrong in general, that's when I'm like, we can't have that.
I see what you're saying. Like, I don't shame other people for having sex in general. Like that's their choice. Obviously, that's just me. You're right. That's just me.
Yeah.
That's their choice. Really, I really don't. Maybe because that's how I was raised, but yeah.
You were raised to be a virgin. Go ahead, Shani. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say this is what I'm talking about. It's the people who aren't even involved in like the hookup culture, and like they be worrying about what other people are doing. Like it lives like rent free in their head, and then they have all these like weird misconceptions about people engaging in like casual relationships, and it's like, why are you worried about it if you're not partaking in it? I personally would be worried about it if I wasn't partaking in it, but that's what I'm talking about. It seems to live like rent free in y'all's head for some reason, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if you're curious, like I don't know, but if that's the case, you might as well just like, if you want to do it, that's your choice. But to be so fixated on it, it's kind of weird.
Is it like, do you feel like the temptation, because you believe in the hookup culture or whatever, do you believe like that the temptation is making it harder for you to stay a virgin or something like that? Is that what you don't like about it? Because like I said, I just don't understand like how them doing that, or people that, you know, engage in the culture, quote unquote, how does it affect you negatively? You know what I mean?
I guess I'll put it on like this. Basically, like I've watched some videos about them, people explaining it. I honestly, I'm trying to like, I don't know how to explain it really, because it's my first life being up here, but it's just that like, I just didn't really understand it, because some people are dating to marry, obviously, and they're trying to look for a relationship. And some people say that, you know, if you're just here to like, you know, if you're not gonna like be committed to me, like go somewhere else, I'm looking for someone to be committed to. So like, I guess that's where I'm coming from. That's my like understanding from like about the hookup culture. If you can understand what I'm saying.
I do. I just don't feel like I just don't feel like it's your business though. I think that's the, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to say it. I just feel like it's not your business. I feel like it's something that is very, like religion. I think religion is very personal. I don't think religion has anything. The only time I care about your religion is when you make me care about it. Like when you talk about it. Now I care about it. But if you're religious, keep that to yourself. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like you want to be chaste or whatever, be a chaste man. Nothing's wrong with that. I don't think anything's wrong with that whatsoever.
I think it also has something to do with like also red pill, like what they say. I like highly disagree with like majority of like what they say and stuff. Like they say, oh, you should have like multiple, you know, women and stuff like that, and like I don't agree with that at all.
They don't necessarily say that.
I thought maybe I heard some of them say that, but
yeah, no, that's not. They don't. That's not a part of the red pill ideology. like the real, you know what I mean? Like the real, that's not what they say. They're like they're like work out, get a job, and get a girl. They don't be like do that so you can get every girl you want. They just say so you can level up and, you know, get whatever girl you want. But and not to like, you know, make a, you know, whatever for. But you sound like a red pillar though, just so you know.
I do.
Hmm?
Oh, like
the way that you're like anti hookup culture and all this stuff. That's what they're like fake anti hookup culture too. I think here's what I'm saying. I believe, like, after talking to you, I could see why you would be like anti-hookup culture. You know what I'm saying? But they're hip. Most of the red pill or people who ascribe to red pill ideology, they actually indulge in the hookup culture themselves. While then they get on the internet and shame it just to shame the women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's exactly. I don't really get that logic. Like, if they're complaining about hookup culture, why are they themselves why are they themselves doing that?
Because they want to shame women.
Yeah, I don't get that. Like, they want to shame women for no reason. Like,
no, they want it's for a reason.
Yeah, a good red pill topic is like the red pill ideology doesn't support you being 23 and not experiencing closeness to women like that, because they think that that's like a manhood thing. That's a
rite of
that's a
passage.
masculinity thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a
rite
that's
of
a
passage.
way to show your dominance in society is by that. So, like, that being the case, they're pushing you to do, but they want to shame the women in that and put beneath them. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get you. I understand.
Yeah. Hey, damn, we only got 38,000 likes. Y'all really was haters today. That's cool. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for showing up. Anyways, hey, I appreciate the panel, man. I gotta go. It is time for me to get ready. I gotta get on the road at 1:30. I'm gonna go grab me something to eat. Shout out to the YouTubes. Shout out to everybody on the over here. We had 217 people on the YouTubes, 374 people over here. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully TikTok ain't hating on me, but it was a lot of weird stuff. Are you not entertained? Exactly. Bang the Cash App one time. On the way out for you, boy. You know what it is, man. It's vacation time. I got on my vacation shirt. I'm on a perpetual vacation though. Don't worry about me. Okay. Yeah. It's about to be a 2-hour drive into hell. But we're gonna reach the oasis once we get there. Shout out to the best minds in the business. All the new subs. Shout out to all the old subs. I will see y'all next week, or actually, next week technically. So